Welcome back. So the Bengal scam treasure chest is only opening further as according to ED sources now, two shell companies names have now come up during the investigation which were being run by Arpita's Bulgaria flat, and from her flat, that is 8A, and from where around 28 crore rupees and 6 kgs of gold has been found. Now, according to ED sources, ED is also questioning as to how were these companies being run from a residential complex. Remember, ED is also looking into these companies even as there have been more and more evidence piling up. There have been 4 different houses of Arpita that have been raided by the ED so far. My colleague Tanushree and Tamal both join us live on this broadcast. So Tamal, to you first. More, in fact, details emerging now. This is a particular flat of Arpita where 28 crore rupees and 6 kgs of gold has been found. Apart from that, there have been certain shell companies that are now under scanner.
Well, having spoken to Enforcement Directorate officials, and sources believe that the kind of investments which have happened in companies owned by Arpita Mukherjee, or to have multiple companies which are otherwise dormant but have been effectively used to acquire properties, it's something that has caught the attention of the enforcement agency, the Enforcement Directorate agency. Now, they are suspecting that all the proceeds from the crime which Partha Chatterjee allegedly had amassed through several alleged scams have been used to invest after properties. Now, realize something, there had been multiple properties which have been raided so far. You have the Tollyganj property which was raided a couple of days back, last Friday, from where 21 crore 90 lakh rupees had been recovered along with forex and other property deeds. And thereafter, we also know Partha Chatterjee and Arpita Mukherjee both were arrested.
Sorry to interrupt you there. We'll come back to you shortly. But my colleague Kritsveen also now joins us live from the newsroom. Yes, Kritsveen, you have also now accessed a letter that we are reading out from, because remember, this is incriminating evidence and more proof that ED is now trying to gather.
So, 2 shell companies that were being run from one of the flats that belonged to Arpita Mukherjee, and I'm going to quickly put out details of one such company. This is Zamira Sunshines Limited, and a quick backgrounder of the same before we take this to Tanushree. Zamira Sunshines Limited, a public incorporated company, as on 20th March 2017, classified as non-government company, registered at Registrar of Companies, Kolkata. Authorized share capital is 1 lakh rupee. Paid up capital 1 lakh again. Involved in real estate activities with own or leased property. So this is a detail coming in, a backgrounder of the same. Zamira Sunshines Limited's annual general meeting was held last on 30th November 2021. As per records from Ministry of Corporate Affairs, its balance sheet was last filed on 31st March 2021. So this is one of the shell companies, one of the 2 shell companies that we're talking about. The fact that its balance sheet was also last filed just last year in the month of March also speaks volumes of how this is an operational company which is being spoken of, and operating from one of Arpita Mukherjee's flats is why more questions are being raised this time around.
All right, stay with us, Kritsveen. We'll move on to some more breaking inputs coming in as far as